Hi, Alex. I got your work up here, so let's go ahead and jump over and take a look. So there's some issues with with this piece, and I'm going to go over this and I just want to reinforce that I'm not trying to be negative or I'm not trying to discourage you. I really want you to get this, and so I'm just going to be really brutally honest in my critique. I hope you don't mind. And as I said, my intent is not to discourage you. Okay, so. Let's get started. Okay, so I think that there's just too much going on here. This is just it's visual chaos. I mean, it's just there's so much here. There's no hierarchy at all. So I don't know where you want me to look first or second or third. Okay, there's absolutely no use of negative space, so you're not using negative space as a design element. There's not even any negative space to be used as leftover space. I mean, you're just using the entire composition to cram as much information as you can. Okay, and again, please, I'm not trying to be discouraging. I'm just trying to be nurturing and honest. Okay, so let's talk about the actual layout itself. Now, the flag is borrowed from the front of the poster, right? But as in my critique from last week, I mentioned that the flag can't be used on the front of the poster because it is an illustration. We're creating all meaning typographically. So to take the flag and transpose it to the back of the poster is borrowing an element that is not permissible in the front of the poster. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's problematic. The back of the poster needs a bio, okay? This isn't a bio. This is just a paragraph indicating his winning the Nobel Peace Prize. So this is not a proper bio. A biography, my recommendation is to get on the web and take a look at really take a look in depth at the definition of a biography and try to follow that. This is just depicting one event in his life. This is not a proper bio. I'm going to talk about typography in a second, but the timeline itself, again, it's not a timeline. A timeline is something that needs to be designed. Okay, right now you're just placing alternating red on white on red and then red on white. So this is nothing more than a chronological listing of events. Okay, it's not a design timeline. A timeline must be designed. Now, there's example after example in the course announcement. So please go ahead and review that. Okay, as far as typography goes, there's some areas that we can definitely improve. Okay, you've got no margins set up at all. We want to set up margins. Your body copy is too long. Right now, you're probably pushing 100 characters. Remember, optimal character count for body copy is anywhere between 50 and 70 characters. Anything more than that indicates two columns, a need for two columns of type. This is just too long. It's really fatiguing for someone to read this length and then go back all the way over here and do it again and then again and again and again and again and again. Okay, now as far as the type itself goes, there's a few things you want to pay attention to. Watch your numbers. Numbers should be set in old style numerals through the open type menu. That's covered in the course announcements video tutorials, so go through those. So that's old style numerals, or reduce the size of your type, of the numbers in your type. So for example, right there, you would reduce those numbers by about 20% or so, just so that they don't stand out so much. You don't have any top margin either. So you don't have any padding for your margin. So that's why this looks, that it adds to the visual kind of convergence of too many elements, that there's no margins. This is a hyphen. That's considered a typographic widow. That's a portion or part or a word that's on a line alone. Don't want to do that. I would not recommend using hyphens in a text selection this small. Watch your rags. Rags definitely need to be adjusted again. There is a video tutorial in the course announcements on how to adjust your rags. You're not consistent in your type presentation. So this type here is different. It's smaller than this type here. So there's no consistency. We'll want to be very consistent therein. 39th superscript on the TH. And again, watch your old style or reduce the size of the type. So again, other than those layout recommendations and concept recommendations, as far as typography, you definitely want to watch. And I'm going to be checking for the following: your rag, not only, but part of what I'm going to be checking is rags, old style or reduced size numerals as applicable, all caps, small caps, superscript, um, and M dash N dash. Okay, so at this point, I know I've thrown a ton at you. Um, and there's a lot here. So if you have any questions, get with me, and I can get you some resources, so we can start getting this pointed in the right direction. If you want to have a video meeting or a phone call, that's great. But my recommendation is to start working those into your final concept here. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. And again, I just want to reinforce. You know me by now after 7 weeks. I'm a pretty engaged instructor, and I'm not, it's not my style to make you feel like you're not getting it. So I just want to reinforce that my comments are not meant to be discouraging, rather they're meant to be nurturing. Okay, any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.